In this video, I'm going to show you how to make your own small batch stone fruit jam right from scratch, some pitfalls to avoid while making it, and one trick that's going to really make a huge difference in your jam making. So stay tuned for that. Alright, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I like to talk about food, recipes, and sharing cooking techniques. In this particular series, we're going to talk about canning fruits and vegetables and preserving them for long-term storage if you can hold off long enough not to eat them. Now, if you like these topics, go ahead and hit that like button down below. That's going to help more people find this video. And hit the subscribe button. That's going to keep you up to date whenever I post a new video. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite jams out there, and it's going to be a mixture of apricot and peaches, and it goes right to the heart of the Eastern European in me. So I'm really excited to share this one with you. In this particular video we are doing peaches and apricots, but if you don't have either one of those, or if you want to use some other stone fruit, you could even use cherries. You can go ahead and do that. Mix it all up. This is a jam that's been highly requested by my channel, so I'm really excited to share it with you. Interestingly, the origin of apricots themselves is disputed, with some people claiming it comes from Armenia, others claiming it comes from China. Now, I don't know which of the theories is true, and neither do the scientists, but what we do know is that this jam is freaking delicious. Now, the exact recipe is down in the description below, so don't worry about taking notes or anything right now. But for this recipe, you're going to need 3 ingredients. It's going to be peaches and or apricots or any other pitted fruits. And then you're going to want some sugar, and you're going to want 1 lemon. So you're going to want a zest of that 1 lemon, as well as the juice of 1 lemon. And that's it. Now, the one secret to this recipe is macerating this fruit. And that's going to really give you the maximum amount of flavor out of your peaches and apricots or whatever else you might be making. So I have a recipe for strawberry jam that also uses the maceration process, and it is divine. Now, for the maceration itself, you want to cover the fruit with the sugar. You're going to leave it in the refrigerator for anywhere between a minimum of 2 hours up to 24 hours to let the fruit and the flavors mingle. What the sugar is going to do is it's going to pull out all those flavors. It's going to pull out all the water out of the fruit. It's going to soften everything. It's going to turn it into mush. But also it's going to give you this really rich liquid that's a combination of sugar and fruit juice all together. It is really, really, really good. You can just eat it on its own. Honestly, you don't even need to turn it into jam at that point. But we are doing a jam recipe today, so we will use it for that. And that's it. We've covered all the basics. Now let's go ahead and get started with the recipe. Now in this recipe, we are using a mixture of apricots and peaches. I think it's going to give us a good flavor combination. If it doesn't, well, we'll try another one. But what you want to do is once you slice these, you just want to rough them up a little bit with your hands or a knife if you want to do that. But just chunk them up. These are nice and soft because they're ripe. Now with your fruit roughly chopped, what you want to do is cover it with sugar. Next, let's cover this with a cellophane wrap and leave it in the refrigerator for at least 2 hours up to 48 hours. This is going to let the fruit macerate. Overnight in the fridge is ideal. And we'll check on this the next day. Now we had our fruit macerating for about 24 hours now. And this is what we got. It looks beautiful, if I can say so myself. All it's done is it's sat in the sugar for all this time, and it's released all of this liquid. You can see how much fruit juice has come out of here that the sugar has pulled out, and the sugar itself has liquefied, which is great. This is gonna really help the sugar not burn. So we're gonna turn the stove top on now, and we're gonna bring this to a boil. Now off to the side here, we have a pot of boiling water that has our jars that we're gonna use for canning. So make sure to get that started at about the same time or a little bit earlier before you start cooking the jam, because you want this to be ready as soon as the jars are ready. Now once the fruit comes to a boil, we're going to keep it boiling until all the fruit starts to fall apart, and then we're going to add in zest and juice of 1 lemon.
Now as you bring your fruit up to a boil, make sure to stir occasionally just to prevent any scorching at the bottom. I know the sugar is dissolved, but you still better be safe than sorry. So just give it a stir occasionally until it starts boiling. Once it's boiling, we're going to have to stir it a lot more frequently. Now here we go, we're getting to the boil, so let's give it a good stir. Now as I said, you really could use any fruit for this. This smells already amazing. These peaches are wonderful. I really like the color. I didn't want to mix it up too much with too much different fruit for the first one, just because I've never made this before. One thing is the peels are coming off, so I guess I'll have an option. I didn't peel them in the beginning. It looks like they're just coming off, so you can either take these out right now, or if you are going to use a hand blender, you could simply hand blend it yourself. So don't bother doing all the peeling ahead of time, looks like. And the skin on these is really non-existent, so you don't have to worry about them. It's just the peaches that have this tough skin, so I am gonna take it out because I'm not sure if I will have to blend this or not later. As you're stirring, you can also push down on the fruit a little bit to help it cook down, and it's gonna separate them out a little bit, so that's gonna reduce the need for the blender. And we're looking for these to get up to 220 degrees sustained temperature, so we're not quite there yet. We are using 2-to-1 ratio of sugar to fruit here, so we have about 1,000 grams or 1 kilogram of fruit, and we have 500 grams of sugar. You can experiment going up or down a little bit. Up is going to make this a lot easier and a lot tastier, obviously, because it's going to be sweeter. Going down, it's tough with jams because they're not going to set properly if it doesn't have enough sugar. Also, because this is stone fruit, there's a lot of natural pectin in this fruit. So we're not using pectin, and it is absolutely unnecessary in this recipe. So we also got a good amount of foam here. So as in my previous videos, make sure if you are getting a lot of foam from your fruit, just to take that off. It's going to help prevent any bacteria or any foreign contaminants getting into the jar when you are canning it. So that's going to help it last longer. I'm using my spatula to lightly chop the fruit here to mash it really nicely. So we're getting that nice jam consistency. And it does look like, just judging from looking at this, that we're close to final temperature here. So let's give it a quick check. Remember, you always want to be about 220 or at 220 for your jam. Not quite there yet, but we're getting close. And I'm using the flat portion of my spatula to further crush and mash the fruit. And so we're getting a nice jammy and thick consistency. And I don't intend to use a hand blender on this. I do like this a little bit chunky, as you know if you listen to my channel or watch my channel. Okay, I just checked the jam. We're at 220, so giving it one final stir here and tossing in our lemon zest and lemon juice. Ooh, nice. And we're gonna turn this off and we're ready to can it. Now to can it, it's really simple. What you got to do is just boil your jars in water. As soon as your jam is done, what you want to do is pull out one of these jars while they're still hot and pour your jam right into there. Next, put a lid on it. That's also hot. It's been boiling, so that's gonna keep everything nice and disinfected. And then go ahead and lightly screw on a cap. So not too tight, just light. We're gonna process these for 10 minutes in hot boiling water, and that's gonna preserve these jars to allow them to stay at room temperature in storage for up to a year.
Alright, so I think you'll agree that that was really easy. Canning has always been really intimidating for me, and I hope this video makes that process a little less intimidating for you as well, and I hope it inspires you to actually go ahead and give this a try. Now I have a bit of this jam here with some bread that I put together just to try it out on camera. People like seeing people eat food on camera, so I'll give it a try, let you know how that is. And well, it was really good, super good. I have this lemon lemon cake. So that combination with this jam, oh my god, I haven't tried it like this before, but actually it's really good. The flavors come together really well. Definitely serve it over lemon cake. That's a good recommendation. In general, peaches, apricots, apricots, all these kinds of fruits, pitted fruits, they'll go really well with cognac, with vanilla, with lemon or lime in general, as well as ice cream, obviously. You can put it over vanilla ice cream, that would be really good too. Now, I didn't get into details of the canning, so if you want to look at the detailed canning process, I have a whole separate video on that. I'm going to link to it down below in the description, as well as at the end of this video. So take a look at that. If you haven't done it, it's really easy. It uses only things that you have in your house, which is a pot and a pair of tongs to make the jam and to help you can it. So really, it could not be any easier than that. And you will need water, which hopefully you have running water at your house. Other than that, super easy process. Check out the video if you haven't done so already. Also, let me know down in the description which fruit or flavor combinations you'd like to see me try next time. I'm collecting and gathering different ideas from friends and people online. So if you have something you'd like to see me tackle, leave a comment down below and let me know what that is. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you.